If you want cheap and reliable coins, head on over to my sponsor, AOEA.com, and use my code VIC for 3% off.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 21 video. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the San Francisco 49ers with the new addition of Trey Lance. And I'm so glad they picked up Trey Lance. If they picked up Mac Jones, I would be really pissed off. Because in my opinion, I don't think Mac Jones is that good, like at all. The only reason I think he will maybe succeed on the Patriots is because he's a white QB with Bill Belichick. White QBs and Bill Belichick really seem to work well. It's not a racist thing. Don't think it's racist at all. It's just a known fact at this point. Everyone knows it. Everyone should know it. So let's just get to the team. So looking into the team, we have Trey Lance here. I only gave him star development, I do believe, if I am correct, even though I do think he fits with the 49ers scheme perfectly in Kyle Shanahan's office. O-line looks great. Offense is literally so complete. I think it's just a little raw in terms of youth here. D-line is amazing. We might as well trade away D Ford. We don't need him. Linebacking core is great. Safeties are a little bit on the older side. I'd like to replace them a little bit maybe. And then we also have our DBs that I would like to replace as well. So anyways, guys, other than that, let's get to the trades. So for the first trade, we are trading away D Ford, a defensive tackle, and a 6th-round pick for Marcus Peters. This was a really big trade. I think the Ravens do need a pass rusher, so D Ford would work. This defensive tackle, I wish he was a little bit better. I think I should have given the Ravens a 4th to make this a little bit more realistic. Next, we're trading away a former Super Bowl QB, a 2nd-round pick, and we are swapping halfbacks with the Raiders. And keep in mind, Raheem Mostert is only a 4 overall difference compared to Josh Jacobs. Also, halfbacks go in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round. So if they don't like Raheem Mostert, they can always pick one up in the draft for a 2nd-round pick. So anyways, guys, that is going to be it for the trades. As looking into the team, I think the team has improved. I like Josh Jacobs at halfback. I don't know if he'll fit in the scheme perfectly well. With this team, I think Raheem Mostert did that great. But schemes honestly don't matter in Madden. I mean, playbook schemes do, but actual big brain schemes from the coach like Kyle Shanahan, Bill Belichick don't matter because it's EA, dude. Half the things in this game don't matter. You can have a 75 overall team. EA will be like, well, you have Mitch Trubisky at quarterback, so he wins MVP and you guys win the Super Bowl. So that's kind of how Madden Simulation works. It's pretty dumb overall, but I really like what we have with this team overall. So anyways, guys, it is time to move into the midseason. So we are at the midseason coming off a loss to the Seattle Seahawks, and we have a breakout challenge in Brandon Ayuk, and I will definitely simulate to the next week to see if we get that as well once I'm done with the contracts and looking into the records and stuff like that. So looking into it, we are 6-2. Okay, Rams are 7-1 with Matthew Stafford. That is amazing to see, actually. I would actually like to see the Rams succeed next season with Matthew Stafford. It would be great to see him like that. And there's nobody in the re-signings that I want literally at all. Everyone there is kind of trash. So we will simulate to the next week for Brandon Ayuk's breakout challenge. So if you guys are enjoying the video so far, make sure you leave a like or subscribe. It would definitely help out the channel, really boost the video. So anyways, guys, we come off a loss to the Packers as we are 6-3 now. Brandon Ayuk didn't get the challenge. So anyways, guys, it's time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs coming off a win to the Seattle Seahawks this time. First round bye, finishing 13-3 actually. Trey Lance, 4,000 yards, 38 TDs, 6th best offense in the NFL and 12th best defense as well. 4,000 yards, 38 TDs, 7 interceptions, great rookie year. Josh Jacobs, 9 TDs, 1,000 yards, great year as well. 1,200 yards, 12 TDs for Brandon Ayuk, amazing. Deebo Samuel, 5 with 1,000. George Kittle, 800 with 10, great. Defensively, Fred Warner, 130 tackles is amazing. 11 tackles for a loss for Marquise Hurst. 8.5 sacks for Fred Warner, I think that was. 4 interceptions for Fred Warner. He is having quite the year. Safeties is 0 and defensive touchdowns is 0. So, yeah, anyways, guys, now we got to simulate this wildcard week because we obviously got a first round bye. I think I'm probably going to maybe simulate all the way to the Super Bowl considering this is only year 1. And we're here to face the 9-7 LA Rams. Come on, we're 13-3. We can easily make this. I mean, unless EA screws us, which they usually do, I'm not going to lie. As we are here to face the 10-6 New Orleans Saints in the Conference Championship. Please take us to the Super Bowl. If we lost to the 10-6 Saints, I wouldn't be too mad because we are 13-3. It's not that big of a difference. And yeah, Saints and Browns in the Super Bowl. Who would have guessed? It's not like they make it literally every year in simulation. So let's get to the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as Trey Lance wins MVP for the 49ers and wins Offensive Player of the Year and wins Rookie of the Year as well. Fred Warner wins Defensive Rookie. Well, not Defensive Rookie, Defensive Player of the Year. We literally got every award except... I think we got Coach of the Year? No, we didn't. Except Coach of the Year and I think Defensive Rookie of the Year as well. I think those were the only 2 awards, which I'm not mad about. I didn't really bother to check, but I don't really care either. Retirements, it's fine. And looking into the upgrades, we have just some players to upgrade. I'll let the CPU upgrade them. And Brandon Ayuk apparently has an ability unlocked, so that obviously reveals that he has superstar development. So I will give him... route technician, and I will give him grab and go as I always do, just in case I want to hop into a game later in simulation. And looking into the team here, we're looking into the re-signings. I don't want anyone there, as I discussed at the midseason mark. So let's look into the team once again, seeing if there's any development upgrades. Trey Lance went from star to superstar. Brandon Ayuk went from star to superstar as well. 87 overall with morale, 85 without it. And Trey Lance is already a 90 overall without morale. 21 years old, 1 year of experience, and he's already a stud. Absolutely amazing in this scheme. All these rookie quarterbacks have been doing great in my simulations so far, especially this one because he has a great team around him already. And looking into it, Eric Armstead, did he already have superstar? Pretty sure he did, so I'm not going to worry about that. Fred Warner, Superstar X Factor, no surprise. He literally put up the top stat on almost everything on defense. Dre Greenlaw, he progresses really nicely. I don't know why he got Superstar, so let's just move into free agency. So after free agency, picking up Sidney Jones as depth, 80 overall on a dirt cheap deal, normal development, and Gus Edwards as depth as well. Not really the biggest deal. So anyways, let's get to the draft. Here we are in the draft, picking up a Greg Bowden, 75 overall, normal development, middle linebacker, depth, or I will move into outside linebacker as well. Either one works for me. So this is the team after the draft. As offense, we really don't need anything but just to develop the team and maybe replace a couple of old linemen. And I moved that middle linebacker to outside linebacker. Team looks pretty complete. I'm really happy with it. So let's just move to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Houston Texans, as we are 3-4 this time, second in the division behind the 6-2 Seattle Seahawks. Hit quite the decline from last season. Fred Warner is out here and he wants a contract, 97 overall, Superstar X Factor. I always see him hit free agency, so let's make sure that doesn't happen. 6-year deal, $9 million a year on that salary, as I boosted it, and he stays with the team, which is great. Lakeland Tomlinson, I don't know about. Samson Ebukam, I wish I traded him. I didn't even know he was on this team, honestly. 76, he's going to hit regression in 2 years. I doubt he won't get to an 85. I doubt he'll even get to an 80 overall. So let's just get to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Packers, as we are here to face the 10-6 Dallas Cowgirls, as we are 10-6 and second in the division behind the 12-4 Seahawks. Trey Lance did great. Is that MVP award status? No, it is not, but he is 7th in the running for it, so not that bad. Best offense in the NFL. And offensively, best defense in the NFL, but we went 10-6 because that's logic. So 4,400 yards, 34 TDs, and 13 interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 4 TDs, 1,000 yards, not what I was looking for. Hopefully he had more TDs. Richie James Jr., 1,200 yards, 9 TDs. That just shows you how overpowered putting someone in the slot is, because he was normal dev and a 78 overall. The slot in this game is glitched out. Fred Warner, 92 tackles for a loss, 16 for Nick Bosa, a handful of tackles for a loss, 14 sacks for Nick Bosa, 3 interceptions for Fred Warner. I wish there was more than that. Safeties on the team is going to be 0, and defensive touchdowns on the team is going to be 0. So best offense, best defense, but we were 10-6, second in the division, because that makes logical sense on this team. I don't know how that works. I guess playbooks really screwed you in the end, or special teams, if that affects simulation. I doubt it really does. I usually win the Super Bowl with 65 kicker. We beat the Dallas Cowgirls. Can we please beat the Saints? We lost them last year. I really hope we can. You guys hear me gulping, I'm sorry. That's just my version of being nervous, and we got shut out 24-0. Okay, interesting, I guess. So let's just get to the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Seattle Seahawks, and looking into it, Fred Warner wins Defensive Player of the Year once again. That is actually really surprising. And looking into it, the retirements, we are, whatever. Alex Mack and a second string right guard. So it doesn't really matter to me. I don't know why I kind of paused there. I was kind of blanking out like I usually do in every rebuild. Richie James Jr. just had a beast season, 79 overall, 26 years old. I know it's realistic to give him a deal, so if he accepts that, I'll keep him. Yeah, he does accept that. I didn't boost the salary on it. Samson Ebukam, I could care less about. And yeah, Richie James stays as a third receiver, and we don't need to worry about receivers for the rest of the rebuild, of course. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and Richie James Jr. are all great receivers, I guess. I could have probably picked him up cheaper in free agency, but offensively, we look the exact same as we did last year in terms of development. And defensively, looking into it, I think we look the exact same. I don't know and notice any differences. So anyways, guys, once again, it is time to move into free agency. So after free agency, we were picking up Lakeland Tomlinson once again on a cheaper deal, but just on 1 year, and Matt Paradis as a fill-in for Alex Mack. So anyways, let's just move into the draft. So in the draft, I'm picking up a right guard to probably fill in the center position, or Lakeland Tomlinson for the next season. Not really that great, 73 normal, but he'll get the job done. Next, we're picking up a strong safety, 73 normal dev. He'll replace one of our strong safeties or the free safety. They just take up too much cap. So these guys were each taking up like $8 million to $12 million in cap. I know this seems kind of unrealistic, but I don't see anyone that would really want them, so I'm trading them both away for a 5th round pick. Now I'm trading away a right guard and a 2nd round pick for the defensive back Adoree Jackson from the Giants. I think this is relatively realistic. I'm pretty sure Adoree Jackson is in his contract year anyways, so it's pretty solid overall. So anyways, guys, this is what the team looks like after the trades. As offensive line, I think has regressed since the start. It's not really that great overall. We don't really have too much in terms of safeties. And who is this guy? Dexter Spence, 65 overall, hidden development. I will start him since he has that hidden development, I guess. I guess the CPU picked him up because I never touched him. I would have showed it on camera. So anyways, guys, once again, it's time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a bye week, as we are 6-1 this time. That's what I'm talking about. Top of the division, above the 4-3 Seattle Seahawks. My game just glitched out, but we have players to resign, such as Adoree Jackson, like I mentioned before, contract year, as I'm going to give him a 5-year deal, up the salary, and he resigns with the team. And Trent Williams is here as well. 93 overall, superstar developments. Of course, I want him back, franchise left tackle, and he's going to have a hefty contract as he resigns. It's only realistic to resign with Kyle Juszczyk. Fullbacks literally do nothing in simulation. They do something in the game. They're actually pretty useful in the game if you run stretches and stuff like that. And overall, we have a lot of players to sign, so I need to prioritize the big players, even though we do have a lot of money because we need to resign them. And Mike McGlinchey, 84 overall, star development, resigns. Marquise Hurst, I don't really think I have an interest for. And everyone else here, I'm just making sure that everyone else here is pretty good. And I don't know about Marquise Hurst, really. 27, I think he'll just get the job done for a couple years and finish out the rebuild. So as long as he doesn't go below an 80 overall, then I don't have a problem with him overall. Dre Greenlaw, 88 overall, superstar development. I almost called him stupid star development, but still, as he is an 88 overall, I've never really seen him that high. I really see him get like X Factor, then finish as like an 84 overall at the end of the rebuild. Marcus Peters, obviously want him back. Even though he's regressing, I still think he's a solid option. Deebo Samuel, 87 overall, star development. Want him back, obviously stud, as he resigns. And I think I resigned literally everyone that I wanted to. I don't see a big problem at all. Lakeland Tomlinson, 1-year deal. I could snag him in free agency for a cheaper deal. I wish I extended his deal for a little bit longer because I couldn't really find his replacement. I guess I'll do that just a little bit. And he wants more salary, even though I just gave him a little bit more, I think. So anyways, guys, other than that, it is time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Saints, as we have another first-round bye, which isn't too surprising. Finishing 14-2. That's insane. Trey Lance, stud, MVP. Show it to me. Come on. Really, runner-up behind Baker Mayfield on the Giants. Okay, second best offense in the NFL. And defensively, 6th best defense in the NFL. If you hear me gulping, if you talk this long for so long in a row, 44 touchdowns, 10 receptions, if you talk this long, you build up a lot of saliva. That's kind of gross to talk about. Still, Josh Jacobs, great. Brandon Ayuk, great. Deebo Samuel, great. George Kittle, great. It's kind of weird to talk about this on camera. I don't know what I'm doing. I should talk about that in a different video. Marcus Peters is whatever. I didn't even bother to see him. Nick Bosa had a shit ton of sacks. I shouldn't even be cussing. I don't know what I'm saying there. Marcus Peters, 4 interceptions. Fred Warner had the most tackles on the team. Tackles for a loss, I kind of forgot. Trying to remember, safeties, 0, and defensive touchdowns, 0. So I kind of got caught up wrapping myself into a different subject than what is on the screen. So if I'm super sorry about that. Anyways, 14-2 in summary. We did really good overall in the season. That is what I should be on track about. Here to face the Seattle Seahawks, who are 9-7. Please, we're 14-2. Please, for the love of God, make us go to the conference championship. Thank you. As we're here to face the 13-3 New York Giants, and I'm actually scared of this team because they got the MVP, Baker Mayfield, and we're the runner-up. So I might as well hop into this team to make sure that we can actually win this game. So anyways, guys, other than that, it's time to get to the rebuild. And in this rebuild here, it is 17-24. I don't know what I'm saying. And by rebuild, I mean game. 31-17 against the Giants in the third quarter. 24-38 as we continue to pull away as soon as they score. As soon as they score, we score. It's just how it works. And we scored again, pulling away 45-31. They're not going to come back. 1 minute left in the fourth quarter, and we even have the ball. 48-31, and that will be your final score as we move on to the Super Bowl. And of course, we have to face the Browns. Like, oh my God. Okay, 13-3 Super Bowl. Wait, how are the Browns in the Super Bowl? They don't have Baker Mayfield. The Giants do. How? That doesn't make any sense. Trey Lance is superstar X Factor now. It's awesome to see. Let's change his abilities like we always do. Let's go gambler. And then that works. That works as well, I'm pretty sure. And then we also have No Look Deadeye, and then we also have a Gunslinger as well, and I'll go Escape Artist this time, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'll do that. And looking into it, Brandon Ayuk also has Superstar X Factor, which is amazing, so I will just give him double me, as I always do for every one of my receivers. And offensively, we look the same. I don't know how Josh Jacobs is an X Factor yet. He's done pretty good overall, not really in terms of touchdowns, but in yards. And it looks like Dexter Lance only had star development, so not Dexter Lance, I mean Dexter Spence. I'm getting Trey Lance and Dexter Spence confused. I don't know. Dexter Spence doesn't even exist in real life. So anyways, guys, let's just move into the game against the Browns. So in this game against the Browns, I've been running out the clock and just moving downfield, and that's just an easy slant over the middle, 35-35. Browns continue to constantly pull back over and over and over again every time I score, and it's seriously pissing me off. Please, just don't let them do it. Finally, we win, 35-42. That took me so long. Every time I would score, the Browns were like, yeah, nope. And on top of that, we're also going to score a 2-point conversion to take the lead. It would piss me off so much. Anyways, we are Super Bowl champions. I don't even know who their quarterback is anyways. Your Super Bowl MVP is Trey Lance, 310 yards, 6 TDs, 0 interceptions, God tier. Okay, 0 interceptions in a 6 TD game, bro. Oh my gosh. That was quite the insane game. So, after the Super Bowl, Baker Mayfield MVP on the Giants, Joe Judge, Coach of the Year, Baker Mayfield, Offensive Player of the Year, it looked like as well. Oh my God. Overall, the Giants were a stud team this year, and we were able to take them down, which I was kind of surprised about after looking at the awards. Robbie Gould retires on top as a 49er, winning the Super Bowl, and looking into it for the re-signings. Let's see what we have here. And we have Lakeland Tomlinson. I'll boost your salary. I mean, yeah, you're 79 overall, but I doubt I can find anything just as good as you in the draft anyways. So Matt Paradis, 76 overall star. I'll probably just trade for a center since you're only a 76, so let's just get to free agency. So in free agency, I ended up picking an 83 overall star development center to replace Matt Paradis, and Cole Holcomb as just depth for Fred Warner. So anyways, guys, let's get into the draft. In the draft, I'm trading away a first, a third, and a 2, a 1, 2, and a 3 for Justin Simmons, because Justin Simmons is rotting on the bench behind Budda Baker, and he's a 91 overall superstar development, and they refuse to change his position. So, yeah, first, a second, and a 3 for a rotting player. Good to me. So overall, that was a realistic trade in my opinion. You don't just have a 91 overall superstar player just sitting on the bench and be like, oh yeah, he's definitely not worth anything. And he's also a former first round pick, so I gave him a 1, 2, and a 3. I gave my entire draft prospect just for the one player that we needed. So anyways, guys, let's get to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Atlanta Falcons, 8-0. That is what I'm talking about. Top of the division, 5-3. Trey Lance looking like a stud midway through the season. Absolutely amazing. And obviously, we don't need to re-sign anybody because it is the final year. And if we did need to re-sign anybody, oh my God, this team would be screwed on cap. So anyways, guys, other than that, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Green Bay Packers. Also have a first round bye. 16-0, finally. First time ever having 16-0. First time I've ever had it, please. I'm going to show you guys that this is legit. No, look, no forced wins at all. The only forced win is on the bye week because the CPU does that by themselves. Look, bye week, forced win, home. I didn't do that. Everything is legit, 16-0. First time I've probably ever seen that since like Madden 20. That's literally insane. Doing it with Trey Lance. That's awesome. Stats. I can't wait to get knocked off the board by the Browns. Trey Lance was amazing. 4,500 yards, 40 TDs, 10 interceptions. Probably won MVP. Josh Jacobs, 14 TDs, 1,200 yards. That's got to be an X factor. Richie James, 1,100 yards, 9 TDs. Great ball distribution overall. Defensively, Fred Warner with 117 tackles. Tackles for a loss is going to be 8 for Marquise Hurst. I wish I had a lot more than that. 17 sacks for Nick Bosa. That's what I'm talking about. interceptions 4 for Adoree Jackson, not a Dury, and safeties is 0, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So anyways, guys, come on. I'm just going to simulate all the way to the Super Bowl because, come on, guys, we're 16-0. I expect us to at least make it to the conference championship and win it. I expect us to make it at least to the Super Bowl. Come on, we're 16-0. I mean, if we lose like the Patriots did against the Giants for their 16-0 season, then I wouldn't be too upset. But still, as long as we lose to a team that's actually worthy of facing us, that are like 13-3, 14-2, 12-4, I'd be happy with that. If we lost to a team that was 9-7, I'd be furious. And as you can see, I'm simulating all the way to the Super Bowl because that is what matters, really. And we're not in it. Chicago Bears versus the Chiefs. Where are we? We lost in the first round to the Saints. 31 to. This game sucks. The Saints were probably 9-7 or 8-8 since we had the very first bye. We get to play the worst team. The Saints were the 4th seed, and we lost. How? So, 16-0 team doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you win every game. You get knocked off in the very first playoff game. EA, fix your game. What is that? What is that? Still a successful rebuild. Trey Lance won MVP, Rookie of the Year, blah, blah, blah. All this other random crap. Doesn't matter overall. I'm still pissed at that. We won the Super Bowl and he won Super Bowl MVP with 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, which was insane, and had a 16-0 season, but still lost in the Super Bowl. That's so dumb. Anyways, guys, apart from that, that'll be it, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.